Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Welcome to the Foul Pole to Foul Pole podcast, brought to you by Black Diamond Softball and Fitness, presented by the Till Valhalla Project, where heroes live on forever.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome into a brand new episode of Foul Pole to Foul Pole Daily. I'm your host, Tyler, from Black Diamond Softball and Fitness, and today I want to get into recruiting. I'm talking about the very beginning stages of the recruiting process. There are so many families, so many players, and so many coaches out there that really just don't know how to get started. It seems overwhelming, it seems daunting, and you don't want to mess up, and it's a big world out there with a whole lot of information. So today I want to kind of get into how I started working through the process, talking to a bunch of different college coaches, scouts, head coaches that have been there, high school coaches, have kind of put together some information that will fit most families, not all families, but at least fit most families in the very beginning stages of the recruiting process. If you've never started before, or if you're in the beginning of it right now, take a listen to this and make sure you share this over to someone that may be in that spot. Now, we're talking the latter part of 12U and the early part of 14U. Now, if you have started a little bit late in your career, or your daughter has, or someone you know on your team has, this definitely can benefit you as well. We're looking around the 7th grade, 8th grade mark. Now, I know to some, you're thinking, wow, 7th grade, and you're talking about recruiting. Well, it's really never too early to start this process. And it's not like we're filling out paperwork or we're contacting coaches and going to, these prospect camps and stuff like that right off the rip. That's not where you start at. Where you need to start at is first get an inkling on what they want to do in the future. Just throw it out there. Hey, have you ever thought about what you wanted to go to school for, or what kind of career you might want to have? Now, there's going to be a bunch of different answers. And whatever they give you the answer today, whatever that is, it may not be their answer tomorrow. So this is a sort of a broad brush right here for them. And what it does is it gets them kind of moving in that direction of, let's think about the future, what's out there. And what it'll do, it kind of gives them a little bit of energy. It kind of gives them a little bit of motivation. Like, hey, you can be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, an electrician, a whatever. You can, get into the science field or history or whatever. It just gets them kind of sparked a little bit, looking towards the future, it's a great thing. So from there, just kind of see what they want to do there, and then say, hey, let's look at some colleges or some universities that are within a 50-mile radius or a 100-mile radius. So you can Google. It's very, very easy. You can Google colleges near XYZ city. And you can go from there and say, okay, I didn't even know that university was here. I didn't even know that college was there. Let me see about them. Do they have a softball program? Okay, they do have a softball program. What's their major study? Like, what are they? What are they known for? What do they have? Let me look at their degree programs. And then you start making like a little bit of a list. You go, okay, well, today, let me try to lock on 5 different schools that are within a 50-mile radius. And tomorrow, I will look at one of those 5 schools in detail. I'm going to find out what their enrollment numbers are. Let me find out about their athletic programs, what division they're in, what conference they're in, that kind of stuff. Start to get a little bit of research done, as a 7th, 8th, or 9th grader. Not jumping out there too early and talking about going to camps just yet. Just see what's out there in your area, because there's a lot of schools that are out there that you don't realize. Now, I know we are hopefully at some point going to get away from that D1 or bust mentality when it comes to collegiate sports and college recruiting in general. But there are a ton of NAIA schools. We're talking JUCO. We're talking, there's a ton of D3 schools and a ton of D2 schools. It's not just Division I schools. So broaden your horizon just a little bit and look at all the schools that are in your area. Now, you may not know if you want to play collegiate ball when you're an 8th grader or a 9th grader. But the thing is, what you're doing right now is opening a door of opportunity, taking a look inside and go, hey, what schools even have these programs? Okay. So once you have your 5 for today, so say today is Monday, I'm looking at 5. I'm going to lock on 5. I'm going to get some information off of these 5 so that tomorrow I can really jump in and get some detailed information from this school. So I'm just going to throw out a name. Say Florence Darlington Technical School is one of the schools that popped up within a 50-mile radius of me. Okay. Do they have a softball program? Yes, they do. Okay, good to go. I'm going to put these guys on my list, and then I'm going to move down. And then I'm going to find Coastal Carolina. Then I'm going to find Campbell. And then I'll find Brunswick Community. And then I'll find NC State, something like that. Okay, so I have my 5 schools, and I'm going to pick the first one. I'm going to say, I'm going to look at Florence Darlington Tech. So I pop that open. I go to their academic site. I look at what they're known for. What's their academic programs? How big is the enrollment there? What's the generic cost? Do you live on campus? Do you live off campus? All these things that matter to you as a family. Different things will matter to you that don't matter to me. Some things will matter to me that don't matter to you. So I don't want to get into that detail, but look at that school, grab you some information. And then while you're there, check out their athletic program, check out their athletic facilities, look at their softball program. How long has the coach been there? What conference do they play in? What's some of their workout? Check out their videos, look at their stadium, and then you have that information on there. And then you put a little check mark beside it and say, hey, you know what? I got a good feel on this. I do want to see if they've got just a camp or maybe a prospect camp or something like that somewhere down the line. So I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to file these guys with a check mark. Okay. Their academic programs that they like, I don't know. I don't have them right in front of me, but say they are good with law, say they're good with biology, and say they're good with turf management. Those are 3 fields that, sound pretty cool as an 8th grader, as a 9th grader. And there's a bunch of career opportunities within those academic studies that I could look into. So, hey, I'm going to put these guys in my good group. Now, if you look at a school and go, okay, it's a Division II school. I don't want to go to school X, Y, and Z. The cost, or I'm looking for a Division III school, whatever. And you come up to one, just cross that school off your list for now, and you just put a mark on there and say, hey, check back later, because you could change your opinion. The athlete could change their opinion later on down the road when they talk to someone, or a coach could change or something like that. So don't just completely put a black Sharpie mark on that and say, I'll never look at this school again, because let's face it, 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, I mean, they change their mentality and their mood and their attitudes like we change underwear. So it's going to change. It's going to be quick. All right. And you just move through that. You get through your list. So you have a week where you look at 5 schools. Now we're talking early on in the process. But what that's doing, that's kind of getting the juices flowing to look at schools, what schools have those softball programs. And it also gets them looking at career opportunities too. So we're painting it with a broad brush, but we're attacking a lot of different things all at once. And it's not so daunting because they're going to put their energy towards something that they want to learn about. It's motivating for them because they are talking about the future and college. And granted, it is a few years off for those athletes, but it makes them feel good. It gives them that warm and fuzzy because, hey, this is where I could end up. This could be my goal We have a long-term goal. It's 4 or 5 years out. I need to start setting my short-term goals to get there. But at least I know there are schools out there, and I'm not behind the 8 ball when I get to be a sophomore, junior, or a senior, and I should have been doing this a couple of years ago, and now I feel like I'm rushing. Okay, so the very beginning, just look at schools. If you haven't started anywhere else, just look at schools. Okay, and then from there you'll get into their camps. You'll get into different tournaments that they'll be having a showcase, and they'll be there. You can send them emails in the future. There's a lot of different things that there's a fork in the road there where you can go, but at least get some information on them so you can jump out there later on down the road and continue this journey down the road. And with that, it allows you as a parent to kind of see where they're coming from as far as their career goals. What are they looking for? Because you could ask them, what have you thought about what you want to get into in school? Have you looked at what some of the prerequisites and the requirements are? As parents, we can kind of see the future costs. We're talking student loans, we're talking grants, we're talking scholarships, we're talking tuition assistance. There's a lot of different things that we need to go into that, so you can kind of guide them in a certain way. Because parents, we're not made of money, and four-year schools are ridiculous as far as tuition is concerned. So there's a lot of different things. Go ahead and start early in that process so you can at least kind of see where you're at, what you're going to be needing to cover in the next few years. And go through the process together. And I can bet you that your list of schools and their list of schools won't be the same. But at least now we're attacking it from two different angles, and you guys can kind of overlap and say, okay, I like this school because it's in this area, they have this program, and this is the cost. While she can say, well, I like this. You remember that time we took a vacation at the coast? That school is only 10 miles from the beach. They got this academic program. I've always wanted to be a nurse, something like that. So, we can kind of put those two lists together and learn from each other on that. So I hope this gives you at least a springboard to jump out there, and it gives you a little bit of confidence to start the recruiting process somewhere. But that's always a question that pops up is, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Where do I even start? Who do I talk to in this recruiting board? If you're waiting for a college coach to find you, unfortunately, that doesn't happen for the masses. There's like 0.5% of collegiate athletes that in the softball world, I should say, that are found and they have done nothing in the recruiting process. They've all done at least something, I can assure you. Whether it's they've done it through their coach or they've done it themselves, they've at least done something. They know somewhat of a school that's going to be at a tournament or a showcase, or they've gone to a camp, or they've done something. So start with what schools are in your area. All right, so that's going to do it for this one. If you guys know someone that could use this information, please share it with them. And when you do, you tell them you love them.